my name is Roseanne and welcome to this extended yin yoga and sound relaxation session. So sorry that I've not posted anything in a while. I went through a little bit of a burnout, so I took the time to tune in, check in with myself and what I needed. And something that I really found useful or really helpful at that time to rest and nourish myself was the practice of yin. So this is what this session offers, a space to soothe your nervous system, a space to really deeply nourish and rest, slow down, and just really simplify the whole practice as well. What you might need for this practice is cushions, bolsters, blocks if you've got them. If not, roll a blanket, a cushion. And at the end of this practice, I won't be guiding you back, as this might be practiced in bed, on your mat, and then just give you the space to really deeply nourish and rest for as long as you need to. So just to be aware of that. When you're ready, we'll start laying down on your back, on your mat, or in your bed, taking that time to slow down. So take your time to arrive on in, lying down on your back on your mat. Feel free to extend your legs or bend your knees. Taking that time to arrive on in. Noticing your body lay onto the ground and your breath flowing in, flowing out. Maybe taking this opportunity to deepen your breath. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just taking this time to rest and restore your physical body, emotional, mental body, and energetically. Understanding the balance to yang is yin. Maybe even feeling that balance of yin and yang through your breath, expanding into your inhale, yang, and softening, surrender to your exhale, the yin. Taking last couple of breaths here, no rush. And when you're ready, taking your time, you might start to invite that movement, wriggling the fingers and wriggling your toes. Maybe starting to rock the head side to side. Maybe feel free to take a stretch or collect the knees in, rock side to side, windscreen wipe the legs. Choice to move or be still, that's up to you. And when you're ready, we'll start to invite ourselves into our first pose, that butterfly reclined. So shuffling the feet together, knees to draw out to the side. Feel free to use your props to guide and support your thighs. With the arms, you can stretch them out. You might bend the arms, quick cactus arms or second diamond shape as you come into that reclined butterfly. Feel free to use those props. As we find our edge, that fall on that scale of 1 to 10, where it feels safe to let go, where we can surrender as we breathe and hold. Each breath out, what could we offer to let go here? So as we really focus on our rest, the yin, I've planned for today's practice that will be in most poses for 5 minutes. And as yin is that introspective practice, that meditative practice, I'll be quiet, giving you that time to unwind, giving you that time to soften into your body.
So we've already done a minute. I'll let you know when the last 3 breaths are. We're already halfway through. What could you offer to let go here? And taking your time, your last 3 breaths here. No rush. When you're ready, slowly, gently, guide your arms in. Maybe use your hands to guide the knees in. And you might choose to be still, coming into constructive rest, feet out mat width, knees together. Maybe you'd like to hug your knees into the chest. Choose to move. Choose to be still. Feel free to come into windscreen wipers, placing your feet mat width, knees swaying side to side. And there is no rush, taking your time. When you're ready, rolling over to the side to gently guide yourself up to seated. As you gently make your way up to seated, we'll take the legs forward and feel free to roll up your blanket or pop a block and then a blanket on top, or use a bolster, pillow, cushion to place the prop underneath your knees just to give that gentle bend and that support. Feel free to wriggle the hips back. Coming into our caterpillar, that passive forward fold, feel free to have your knees together. You can always widen the knees out. Choose to be more upright and let the head drop. Maybe you invite more of a forward fold, allowing the torso to lie onto your thighs. Maybe you drop the head. Feel free to use any other props as well, maybe blocks or cushions to prop your forehead on top of. Maybe if you've got something propped in front of you, you can always bring the face to one side as well, so that you can breathe. I'll let you know when halfway is. But again, you're going to find that comfortable edge, that 4 on that scale of 1 to 10. Somewhere that you feel safe enough to really let go, surrender. Noting tension into your feet, legs, hips. Tension held in the shoulders, arms, hands. Figuring out where could you invite to let go. Where do you need to prop yourself up so that you can invite that release? Doesn't matter how it looks, the yin is functional. It's all about how it feels for you and how that may feel on any given day. Perhaps notice that shift, that calibration from being laid down now to seated. Here for a further 4 minutes. Breathing fully in. Breathing out, what could you invite to let go? Perhaps if you place the face to one side, as we're halfway through, you might change it over to the other side. as we come towards our last minute. Mentally, physically surrendering. What could you let go of? Taking your time, your last 3 breaths. Slowly, slowly, from wherever you're at. Maybe you might invite a rock the head side to side. Maybe you start to gently roll on up. Head draws up last. Uncurling and noticing how it feels to sit upright. You might choose to stay there. Might feel quite nice to invite a twist, so you can choose to look to one side, plant the hands. Feel free to visit the other side or stay there. Just really taking note as you come out of that fold. What are you feeling here in your spine, body, back? When you're ready, you might start to draw yourself into all fours, making your way into some movement through your spine or stillness. So if you prefer movement, you might come into cow and cat pose. So as you inhale, you might lift the tailbone up, drawing the shoulders back, looking forward. And exhale, pressing through the hands, drawing the belly button in, tucking the chin in. If you prefer to be still, you might come to lay on your front. You might sit back in a child's pose. Choose to move, choose to be still. That choice is yours. What feels more nourishing for you in between the target poses? Over the next 5 breaths, really just taking your time, there's no rush. We'll start to guide ourselves onto our front into crocodile. Do feel free to bring your cushions close by you as well. You might want to use them in our next pose. But no rush, taking your time. Whenever you do land in crocodile, maybe your feet draw out as wide as the mat or hip width. Elbows draw out, maybe head rests onto the hands, forehead down or cheek to the side. So again, maybe over the next 5 or 3 to 5 breaths, start to invite yourself to lift your head up. Elbows might shuffle underneath your shoulders or more forward if that feels too deep of a back bend. Feel free to shuffle your feet in a bit closer, maybe hip width. And from there, you might choose to use a block underneath your head to pop your head up. You might wedge that cushion underneath your rib cage, just to prop yourself up, maybe taking any weight off the arms or less weight off the arms. Again, as you find that target pose or sphinx pose, what could you offer yourself here? Any props, supports? Physically and mentally surrendering here. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Finding your edge as we hold, as we breathe. And this one we're going to be in now for 2.5 minutes. And that begins now. Feel your body surrendering to gravity. Each breath out, what could you offer to let go? Taking your time, your 3 final breaths here. When you're ready, slowly, maybe removing of any props that you've used, guide yourself back into crocodile. Maybe you choose again to take the elbows out, forehead down or cheek to the other side, or if you want to give your arms a rest, you can always rest them alongside your body as well. Coming back to crocodile, noticing as we rebound here, anything new sensations, common to feel quite stiff, feel tingles in yin yoga, feeling energy in the form of heat or cool. What feels alive in your body right now? And perhaps again over the next 5 breaths, you might stay here, you might start to invite some movement in cat-cow, coming into all fours. Or maybe you'd like to go straight into child's pose, which is where we're going to meet next. No rush. When you start to make your way to child's pose, if you haven't already, maybe you bring the big toes together, maybe you draw your knees out wider. Feel free to wedge a cushion or bolster underneath you to prop you, so you might hug that bolster cushion. Bring in between your knees, let it prop underneath your belly and chest. And again, you might choose to let your arms stretch out, bend the arms, bring the cheek to the side, maybe if you're breathing onto a cushion or bolster. And we're going to be here for that 5 minutes. Really offering that mental, physical surrender. Whatever shape you're making there with your body, could you let go, allowing your hips to rest back? Letting go, letting your arms surrender to the earth. Surrender into gravity, watching your breath flow in, flow out, expanding into the sides and the back. I'll let you know when we're halfway through for those that want to switch and face to the other side. So as we're making that halfway point, if you bring your cheek to one side, you might change it over to the other side. Again, just continuing to further that surrender, letting go, slowing down, really drawing inwards with your practice. What could you let go of? And there is no rush, taking your time. Your 3 final breaths here. When you're ready, very slowly guide your arms a bit closer towards you, maybe under your shoulders or towards your knees. And slowly then press through the hands to roll on up. Head draws up last. It's really taking your time to slowly unravel out of that. Maybe you want to shrug into your shoulders. Stretch the neck, head side to side, or roll the head round in a circle or semicircle. There's no rush. So start to invite yourself to recline back onto your mat. Your knees to bend, feet to the earth. When you're ready, we're going to press through our feet. Lift the hips up and you're going to place that prop underneath you. So that might be a flat bolster or a flat block or rolled up blanket or a cushion. Just so that your hips are elevated. So we'll go through a few variations here. So you might stay here in that supported bridge. Knees bent. And I'll offer that for the first 2 minutes. So notice that shift, reclined. Notice your hips elevated. Relaxing the arms on your body, out to the side. As always with the invite that surrender to gravity. What could you invite to let go here? So you can choose to stay in this option with the knees bent, feet to the floor. For the next further 2 minutes, you might choose to extend the legs out. Feel free to place them on some blocks or keep them onto the ground. You can have them semi-extended, so knees are slightly bent, or fully extended out. Again, just finding your edge there. Each exhale, really letting go of the weight into your legs. And slowly, slowly, starting to bend into the knees. And for our final minute, you might choose to extend the legs up into waterfalls, letting the legs extend up, perhaps maybe bending the knees, or maybe you want to hug the knees in, gently squeeze them in with the hips still propped up. But do feel free, if it isn't working for you, to remove that. You can choose to move, sway into the knees or the legs, or maybe you want to be still. And slowly, if it feels okay, you might still keep that prop underneath you, or you can feel free to release it. As you bring the feet down, knees bent, maybe you draw the knees in together. Maybe you rest your hands on your body to feel that feedback of your breath, or feel free to relax the arms alongside your body. As you're invited to come into a practice of breath work to deepen that rest. So working on our vagus nerve, maybe with the hips elevated, maybe not. So we take a deep breath in to belly to chest. And a deep breath all the way out. Maybe consciously slowing that breath out. And the next time that you breathe in, so this is all progressive, you might hold that breath at the top of that inhale. And again, as you breathe out, slowly breathing all the way out. So I'll invite you or guide you step by step, and you can choose to take it or stay with the variation that you're in. So again, you might take that breath in, pause, holding that breath. Breath fully all the way out. And perhaps maybe pausing and holding the breath there. Inhale when you're ready. Hold the breath. Exhale when you're ready. And pausing the breath. Next time you inhale, as you hold on that full inhale, you might invite a swallow before you exhale all the way out. And as you pause before you inhale, just gently pause in there before you feel drawn to breathe in again. So I invite you to do that in your own pace with whichever option you chose, progression you chose, and I'll be silent for the next minute, giving you that space to connect to your breath. And that minute begins now. Taking your time, maybe completing the round of breath that you're on. Taking your time where you might start to press through your feet, lift the hips if you still got a prop underneath you. And as we return to the ground, legs extended or knees bent, knees hugged into the chest, moving or choosing to be still. Tuning in to your own body now, after our introspective meditative practice of yin. Is there anything else that you would like to offer your body here? Perhaps a twist, maybe a revisit to the first pose we did, reclined butterfly. Feel free to add layers on. It's quite common to feel cooler as we practice yin. Adding layers, popping a blanket on top, pillow underneath your head, or feel free to prop your thighs up in supported shavasana with a cushion or bolster. There's no rush. Give you another minute here, perhaps just to really tune in and offer your body here anything else it requires. And slowly over the next 5 breaths, take your time to guide yourself in something restful and neutral. So that could be constructive rest, feet out mat width, knees together. That could be supported shavasana, placing blocks or cushions underneath your thighs. Feel free to rest your arms out, rest your hands on your body. Finding that place of neutral rest. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Nourish in this deep rest. Letting go of feet, letting go of legs. Feeling both legs, both feet completely relaxed. Letting go of spine, unraveling your back, surrendering shoulders. Softening into your belly breathing. Surrendering the arms all the way down to the fingertips. Feeling your whole upper body, torso completely relaxed. Relaxing your head and your neck, the jaw, cheeks, temples, tiny muscles in and around the eyes. Unraveling the forehead, eyebrows and the space in between. Feeling your body surrender to gravity. Feeling your body relaxing, maybe drawing heavier, supported by the earth. As you breathe, feeling your body relax. As you breathe, feeling your nervous system soothed. As you breathe, listening to the sounds of the bowls, deepening your nourishing rest.